A, B, C.
Oh, so A is X.
No, A is the coefficient of x squared, just like it was every time we do it. Okay, so tangent's undefined at pi over 2. So 2 phi must be pi over 2. So that means phi is pi over 4. Okay, so now what you do is you drop pi over 4 into here. And then substitute it into the equation. Okay, so the equations are x equals, now this tells you the angle that will eliminate the xy term in the prime world. So x equals x prime cosine pi over 4, we got the angle, minus y prime sine pi over 4. What's cosine pi over 4?
Root 2 over 2.
Or 1 over root 2?
Mm-hmm.
What's sine pi over 4?
Same thing.
So that's the x coordinate in terms of the prime ones. Okay, and then this part isn't so bad. It is still bad on some of them. So y equals y prime cosine the angle, y prime cosine pi over 4 plus x prime sine pi over 4. So what is cosine pi over 4?
1 over root 2.
Okay, so we drop that into the original equation, and all the x's and y's go away, and now you're in x primes and y primes. So you drop that into the original equation. Can you guys see over here?
Yeah.
What's the x prime over root 2 minus y prime over root 2? Isn't that x?
Yes.
Y?
Y prime over root 2 plus x prime over root 2.
Minus 1 equals 0. So you have one tiny little FOIL to do.
Oh, no.
Suzanne.
Come on, Suzanne, you can do this. Is still a deer?
Why? Root 2.
We're here. X prime, y prime, over root 2 times root 2. 2. Here, plus x prime squared over
2.
They cancel out.
Did it cancel?
Yeah,
2.
they cancel out.
They don't cancel out.
No, it doesn't.
Here, here, minus y prime squared over 2, plus
X.
X.
Minus.
x prime minus x prime y prime over
2.
equals 0. Okay, what
Would it be
cancels out?
minus 1
It
equals 0?
It would be
It's the front and the
x1
back.
prime minus
Front.
Oh, no!
prime over 2.
The front.
Did we make a mistake?
Probably not.
No.
That's what you want.
There's
If
a
the,
one.
if
One.
the x prime, y prime term doesn't eliminate, you screwed up.
So we have
If
to
it does
restart.
eliminate, maybe you didn't screw up on the rest. So you're left with x prime squared over 2 minus y prime squared over 2 equals,
One.
What- this is the 1,
Oh.
it's not degenerate.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, so what do? Well,
Graph it.
You just leave it like that.
what?
It's the hyperbola.
Hyperbola.
Go to the next.
It was a hyperbola last time.
It's a circle.
So,
Oh, no.
No,
Stop.
you put the angle in.
Pi over 4.
Oh, no.
There we go.
So this is pi over 4. Right?
yeah.
And then, if this is your scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. This is your scale. Same scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This is x prime and y prime. Now, it gets well, it doesn't get weirder, but the power of this is pretty neat. Okay. So, don't you go root 2 in the x direction and put a dot?
Yes.
X prime direction. And root 2 the other way. And up and down root 2. And here's your box in the prime world.
The prime.
Yeah.
And these are your asymptotes.
Nice.
That's y equals 1 over x. But you can't find the foci. You could maybe find those vertices, but you couldn't find the foci in the original system. Here's the hard part.
That wasn't the hard part?
No, because you're get so locked up in the details
How'd you
that you
know?
forget the point. Here's the point. If I said, sketch the solution set to this in the xy plane, you'd get this. If I said, sketch the solution set to this on the rotated axis, you get the same thing. This just helps you graph it, maybe not this one. But here's the power of this. For example, how do you find the foci prime? You need to figure out what C is. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. Now I'm in the prime world, right? I'm in yellow. And is A squared
Zero.
2?
Plus 2 equals.
Oh, right,
Four.
right, right. C squared is 2. Or C is 2.
So C is 2. Okay, so what does that tell you? That tells you the focus is right here.
Yep.
That's also the focus of the original equation in the xy plane. So, you know the foci are, in the prime world, foci prime are plus or minus 2, 0?
Yeah.
Okay, we can bring them back into the original system. How?
You just go-
Easy. You use these equations again. If you know x prime, y prime, let's just take one of them, is 2, 0. Isn't that one of the foci in the prime world?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Isn't this 2?
That would be correct.
So I'm now going back here. X equals 2 times cosine 45 minus y prime
0.
times sine 45. Isn't this 2 divided by root 2? Isn't that root 2?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you find the y? Drop it here. Y equals y prime 0 cosine 45 plus x prime sine 45. So isn't the y coordinate also root 2? 2 divided by root 2? So you know that one of the foci are root 2 comma root 2. That's pretty powerful that you can bring them back.
So powerful.
Root 2 over root 2.
How'd you know to rotate the?
45 degrees?
Yeah.
Because tangent, if A equals C, it's a 45-degree angle of rotation. Because you have a number divided by 0, undefined, tangent's undefined at pi over 2. If tangent's undefined at pi over 2, and you're looking for tangent double the angle, you have to divide pi over 2 by 2 to get the single angle.
Okay. So you rotate it where it would be.
You use this formula to find the angle.
Okay.
And you're going to inverse tan and then divide by 2.
Okay.
So it also undefined at 3 pi over 2?
Equals
Yeah.
45 degrees.
Yes, but then everything else is different.
Yeah.
But it works out the same. I mean, it'll look different, but yeah. I mean, there's infinitely many angles it's undefined, right? But just go for pi over 2, it's the cleanest ones. Okay. Algebraically, without a doubt, that is the weirdest derivation of the year.
Nice.
Yep.
If you look in the Shanks book,
Hope so.
he derives these with vectors. Okay?
Yeah.
And, I don't know.
Must be-
And the hardest part for me is getting started. Once I get started with this, I can crank out the rest because I know where I'm going. But many, many books don't have this setup. I haven't seen this setup in any book yet. If you look in the Wooten book, it's backwards. So, which is weird. Okay. The Wooten book. That's written by Wooten.
So we would have special books?
Yeah, it's a fantastic book. It's an analytic geometry book.
Alright.
Fantastic
The
book.
whole course is just analytic geometry.
Sounds like fun.
Okay, so
I don't even know what that means.
what are you doing?
Nothing?
Taking
Studying
it.
the way people.
Oh, Scotty.
Writing an essay.
Oh, it's a worksheet. This is what are you doing at the top? And it's like a puzzle.
What? The puzzle?
Oh, never mind.
Shut up.
That's right.
Tim,
Maybe next
Zach.
time.
Scissors, scissors, scissors.
It's a Wheel of Fortune question. It's like, what are you doing? And it's kind of
Tim, you're really good. today. You know why I didn't film yesterday?
Why?
Because I yelled at you.
Sure.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been good on camera.
And I'm child abuse on camera either.
Really?
That's not child abuse.
Yeah, what is it?
Hey,
That's
we
just-
learned about that in health class.
that is
verbal
just-
abuse.
I remember.
Verbal abuse?
Any
It's
No.
not verbal abuse.
Why was that
Don't
so
worry.
funny? You're smiling away.
Hey, as long as he uses the iMessages, it's okay.
Chalk finger.
I used to just slap with the
Okay.
kids, so it's fine.
You're like
You guys-
a mustard.
Did you guys?
Sorry.
Did you guys?
I feel
Scott,
upset.
did you ever get the belt?
We did
Tim.
yell.
Almost no.
When I am yelled at.
When I am
Now you know how I
Oh yeah,
felt.
that's when you. I can't say you.
Now you know how I felt. Okay. 1, 3, 5, and 8.
That's what you're doing?
I can't read one. Okay, punch.
Okay, it's just x, y equals 4. Now, it would be nasty to assign 4. Why?
Because you have to eliminate
The X, Y.
Oh.
Because it would just be horrible.
Okay. Number 4 doesn't have an xy term.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's not a degenerate and you can't factor it, you're kind of stuck rotating it. But after you rotate it, what do you have to do?
and find.
Complete the square.
Uh,
So that would be doable, but it would take like
Not
maybe
that long.
2 of these pages sideways or something.
Yeah.
So it's doable, but it's kind of an algebraic nightmare. Number 1 is exactly like this. The only difference is this is a 4. Big deal. Okay. Then number 3, there's no x or y terms, so you just rotate. You can go to decimals if you want. If you had ugly, ugly radicals, you could go to decimals, but if you round them, you want to try not to round them to stay in radicals again. But if you round them, b prime could be like 0.0002. Because if you round them, it might not go all the way to 0. So just be careful with that. We're not trying to kill you here. All we're trying to do is expose you to some pretty high level math. Now, before calculators, this was the only way of doing this. With calculators, you can use the quadratic formula and solve for y and drop them into 2 functions. We probably should do that too. Here's why we're doing this. In calculus, when you guys take calculus and you're in either A, B, or B, C, you're going to have some weirdo looking thing that's going to look like this. Or whatever it is. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to do the calculus of this and you're going to implicitly differentiate. All that means is you can't solve for y easily. You can't explicitly solve for y. Now, all I want you to remember not even a year from now, in calculus is that this could be a rotated ellipse. You don't have to remember how to rotate it or anything. But when you do the calculus of it, there's going to be 2 horizontal tangents and there's going to be 2 vertical tangents. And the regular pre-cal kids aren't going to know what you're talking about, but you're going to have remembered about rotated conics. Not to remember how to do it, that you did it. Because they're flying blind. They're just going, well, how do you know that? Well, we did it last year. Well, they didn't. Okay, so just get as much as you can out of this. This is not going to be a huge part of the test.
Nice.
But I'd like you to be able to work in the prime world and find a focus or something and then bring it back using these equations.
Okay.
Okay? I don't know, you probably should memorize this one, but we'll give you these because these are weird. So what are you doing? 1, 3, 5, and 8. Okay? And 8, you're not going to have an answer to. Aww.
Can you not put that on any social media?
Like YouTube?